It was a meeting that was never supposed to happen. A conversation that, if the palace had its way, the world would never know about. But in the age of smartphones and instant leaks, there are no real secrets anymore. New live footage has just surfaced, and it's sending shockwaves from Montecito to London. It appears to show Meghan Markle and Prince Andrew together. And if what we're seeing is real, it's not just surprising. It's a potential detonation inside the royal family. The walls are closing in, and the fallout could be catastrophic. If stories of palace panic and hidden alliances are what keep you watching, you've come to the right source. Welcome to Royal Report 24/7. To make sure you never miss a moment of a story this explosive, the best thing you can do is become part of our community right now. Hit subscribe and that like button. It helps more than you know. And sharing this? That's how the truth gets out. Now, let's examine what this footage appears to show. The video, which began circulating on select forums before exploding onto social media, is grainy but compelling. It's reportedly timestamped from just last week. The location appears to be a secluded outdoor terrace of a private members club in New York City. The angle is distant, captured seemingly by chance from another building, but the figures are recognizable. Two people are deep in conversation. One is a woman with Meghan Markle's unmistakable profile and posture, leaning in intently. The man opposite her, turned slightly away from the camera, but visible in profile, bears a striking resemblance to Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. The body language, according to body language analysts who have rushed to examine the clip, suggests a serious, focused discussion, not a casual, happy coincidence. This looks like a planned, private meeting. Now, let's pause right here. On the surface, this seems almost unthinkable. What on earth could Meghan Markle, the Duchess who walked away from royal life, and Prince Andrew, the Duke who was cast out of it, possibly have to discuss? They exist on seemingly opposite ends of the royal spectrum. But insiders suggest this meeting is the terrifying logic of two people who share one powerful, defining thing in common. They are both, in the eyes of the institution, existential threats. Think about it. Andrew is the monarchy's greatest internal liability. His association with Jeffrey Epstein is a permanent stain, a crisis the palace has tried to contain by stripping him of roles and hiding him from view at Royal Lodge. His very name is toxic. Meghan, alongside Harry, represents the monarchy's greatest external threat. They have built a global platform by telling a narrative of institutional failure, racism, and coldness. They are the living, breathing alternative storyline. According to sources who claim knowledge of the situation, the palace's single biggest nightmare is these two narratives converging. The fear is a union of the disgraced insider and the vocal, influential outsider. A shared grievance could become a shared platform. Andrew, desperate for relevance, and perhaps fighting his own battles against the institution's attempts to further sideline him, holds secrets. Meghan, with her powerful media savvy and global audience, holds a microphone. What might they talk about? Speculation is running wild. Some suggest it could be a bizarre offer of alliance. Andrew providing insider validation to Meghan's claims about a toxic palace culture. In exchange for what? A softer portrayal in the global media? A potential interview? Others whisper it could be even more transactional. Andrew's financial situation is perpetually shrouded in question marks. Could there be a discussion about commercial opportunities, about telling his side of the story through a sympathetic, powerful channel? The palace's reported reaction to this emerging footage has been, according to our insiders, one of pure, undiluted terror. This is the nightmare scenario, contingency they have dreaded but never truly believed would happen. A senior aide was quoted as saying, off the record, this is the one thing that could actually bring the whole house down. It merges the two most damaging crises into one perfect storm. Because let's consider the optics. For the public, the image of Meghan with Andrew is a devastatingly simple piece of propaganda. The palace can no longer paint Meghan as a progressive reformer wronged by a stuffy institution if she is openly consorting with a man who embodies its most regressive, entitled, and scandalous aspects. It fundamentally corrupts her brand of righteous rebellion. Conversely, for Andrew, being seen with Meghan, a figure the palace machinery has spent years subtly and not so subtly undermining, is the final act of defiance. It signals he is no longer playing by their rules at all. He is looking for allies outside the walls. This is why the fallout terrifies them. It's a lose-lose scenario. If they condemn the meeting, they draw more attention to it and risk pushing Andrew further into Meghan's camp. If they ignore it, they look powerless and allow a dangerous new narrative to form unchecked. The historical context here is vital. The royal family survives by controlling narratives, by presenting a united front. It operates on the principle that internal disputes stay behind closed doors. What this footage suggests, whether the meeting was strategic, sympathetic, or merely a bizarre coincidence, is a fracture in that foundational rule. It suggests members of the royal family, current and former, are now seeking alliances outside the institution to fight their battles. It's a form of diplomatic rogue action, and for a system built on hierarchy and control, it is anarchic. So what happens next? The palace communications team is reportedly in a 24/7 crisis session. Do they issue a denial? Do they claim it's a deepfake? Do they quietly let it blow over? Each option carries immense risk. For us, the viewers, the question remains, what was truly said on that terrace? Was this the first step in a shocking new alliance? Or simply two of the world's most famous outcasts sharing a moment of mutual understanding? The truth may never fully come to light, but the image itself is a weapon. And it's now live, online forever. The balance of power within the royal family is a delicate, invisible thing. This footage, real or not, perceived or factual, has just thrown a stone directly at its center. The ripples are just beginning to spread. Stories like this don't just end. They evolve. They twist and turn in real time. If you want to follow every single development, to be there when the next piece of this puzzle drops, your front row seat is right here. Help us grow as the source that isn't afraid to look. Subscribe to Royal Report 24/7. Leave a like to support this work and share this with someone who needs to see the bigger picture. The palace is watching, and so are we.